Dear students, I welcome all of you in the another session of transportation engineering. So till now we have discussed about various kind of surveys. In our last session we have calculated the examples which are based on cumulative frequency. We have learned that what is time mean speed, what is space mean speed, and how this kind of speeds can be calculated. Now we are moving towards the another part of traffic engineering. In this session, we are going to cover the topics which are related with parking survey. So I welcome all of you once again. We are discussing segment 2, which is highway transportation, and we are discussing about traffic engineering. Okay. As I have already discussed that in this session we are going to cover the topic which are related to parking studies and types of parking. Now let us discuss about parking. We all know that in Ahmedabad there is the major issue of parking space. Whenever we go for a dinner, we go for a movie, when we go for lunch out of our house, whenever we visit any kind of malls, the first thing that gets our attraction is about the parking. No matter wherever we go, there is always an issue related to parking, where to park your vehicles. So as a transportation engineer, as a traffic engineer, it becomes necessary for us to learn what is parking, how parking is provided, what are the various kind of parking studies, what are various terminologies of parking, and how one can define whether the parking can be designed, whether the parking can be efficiently designed or not. So let us learn about parking study. So as we all know that parking is one of the major problems that is created by increasing road traffic. So we are learning traffic engineering. So it is an no, it is a normal thing that the things that we are going to learn has direct correlation with traffic engineering. So mainly this parking problem occurs due to road traffic, and it is the impact of transport development. Majority of us have the tendency to adopt our private vehicles whenever we go out for any reasons. We do not go to adopt public transport. We do not prefer taking BRTS, AMTS, railways, normal buses, auto rickshaws, etc. We always try to prioritize our private vehicles, and due to that, the traffic on the road gets increased, and ultimately it increases the issues which are related with the parking. So ultimately the transportation development leads towards road traffic, and this road traffic generates parking issues. Now this availability of less space in urban areas, majorly in the city areas, it has increased the demand of efficient parking space, especially whenever we are going towards the areas such as Lal Darwaja, then Prahlad Nagar, then what I can say, Haltej area, we normally observe parking issues, and this thing affect the mode choice also. So this has a greater economical impact. So ultimately, parking is caused due to increased traffic development. It is occurred due to increased transport development. It occurs due to availability of less space in urban areas, majorly in the areas which are known as central business district areas, where major commercial areas, commercial centers are located. So this was the necessity of parking study. Now let us learn about the objects. What are the major objects? Why we need to design parking space, or why we need to learn why parking is important. So we need to learn parking study to know the demand of parking spaces, that what kind of demand is there in the particular area. We need to learn parking study to know that what kind of improvement or regulation measures can be adopted, to learn what kind of future development plans should be implemented, and to decide whether any kind of pay parking scenario should be there or not. So these are the objects of parking study. We need parking study. Why we need parking study? To know the demand, to know the improvement and regulations, to know the future development plan, and to decide whether to implement pay parking or not. Now we will learn about various important definitions, terminologies that you should be well aware of whenever you are going to get employed as a traffic or transportation engineer. The first thing, the first definition, the first terminology is parking accumulation. Now, what is parking accumulation? To accumulate means to gather. Now, what do you mean by parking accumulation? So, the definition of parking accumulation is it is the total number of vehicles parked in an area at specific moment. It is known as parking accumulation. Let us take an example. Let us take an area which is a parking area. And if I go at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and I observe that total 50 vehicles are there which are parked in the area. So, and I observe that during 12 to 2 p.m. and 3 to 5 p.m. there are less vehicles. So, I will assume, I will establish the fact that during this hours, during this period of time, highest accumulation is observed. Now, how we can get the idea of parking accumulation? We can get the parking accumulation idea with the help of accumulation curve. It looks like this. We have to put the time in minutes in x-axis and we have to put the number of bays. Bays means space occupied in y-axis, and this kind of curve which is known as accumulation curve gives us the idea of parking accumulation. So this was about parking accumulation. Parking accumulation gives the idea of total number of vehicles parked in an area at specific moment. It is usually expressed by accumulation curve, and this curve, see, this curve is known as accumulation curve. Fine. Now let us move towards the another section, another definition, that is parking volume. Now, what do you mean by parking volume? So let me explain that parking volume means it is the total number of vehicles parked at given duration of time. But it does not count the repetition of vehicles. Means the actual vehicles, the actual volume of vehicles which are entered in the area. We will not calculate a vehicle which is entered, which has left and which is entering again, because that will be considered as the repetition count. So we have to consider those vehicles which at least enter once. So that count of vehicles parked in the given duration of time is known as parking volume. Now let us learn about parking load. What is parking load? It gives the area under accumulation curve. Means if I talk about this area, so if see this particular area which is covered in the parking accumulation curve, this particular area is known as parking load, which is under the accumulation curve. Now, what does it express? It express how many spaces or how much space is consumed regularly by the vehicles. And it is expressed, you can express parking load in the unit of vehicle hours. Fine. Now let us discuss about parking duration. As the name suggests, it is the easiest definition. It means length of time spent by a vehicle in parking space. Means how much time does a vehicle consume in parking space is known as parking duration. Now let us discuss about parking index. It is called the occupancy or efficiency. It is defined as the ratio of number of space occupied to the total space available. It gives us an aggregate measure of how effectively the parking space is utilized. Means if there is a parking area in which 100 bus spaces are there and if 10 particular spaces are occupied, so it will be like this. So this is the parking index. Now the another definition is about parking turnover. So what is parking turnover? Parking turnover, it is the rate of usage of available parking. Let us understand that with the help of an example, that if there are 10 parking spaces which are used by 100 vehicles in a period of 12 hours. 10 parking spaces, 100 vehicles, period is 12 hours. So the parking turnover would be 100 vehicles and total spaces. Vehicles parked by given space. So it will be 10. 10 vehicles per space in a period of 12 hours. Let us discuss once again. It is the rate of usage of available parking space. Means there are 10 parking spaces and 100 vehicles are parked in those spaces and we get the count in the hours of period of 12 hours. Then this is called as parking turnover. Now let us discuss about parking surveys. What things we are supposed to do in order to get this count? So we need to perform parking survey. Why we need to perform parking survey? We need to perform parking survey to formulate the comprehensive parking plan for an area. The data which are collected and the degree of sophistication or perfection solely means only depends on the funds available. Means if the fund is allocated in higher amount, higher money is there, then greater amount of efficient survey can be done. If lesser amount of fund is there, then the efficiency will be of lesser amount. Now there are various kind of parking survey. The first is parking space inventory, then parking usage by patrol survey, then questionnaire type survey, then cordon out survey. These are the various kind of surveys through which we can perform parking surveys. Through these surveys, we can get the data of parking terminologies that we have learned. We can get the data of parking volume, we can get the data of parking load, parking accumulation, index, etc. Now, let us discuss in brief about these topics. That the first is about parking space inventory. Now, what is done in this? So, the type of vehicle, the amount of vehicle, the location of space data are collected in this parking space inventory. Inventory means data collection. So what is done? First of all, the area in which the parking survey is to be done is delineated, means the boundary of the area is fixed. Then it is divided in the number of streets. Then it is marked on the maps. Then the sketch plans are prepared. Data should be shown with the symbols and the items that we are going to record while performing this survey are total length of curb, then number of parking spaces provided, what is the width of street, which is the location of bus stops, how many locations are there for bus stop, then what are the pedestrian walk criteria are provided. So this kind of typical sketch plan is provided. Now what is this? Let us learn once again. This is the sketch and these are the symbols. Now this particular dotted line, this dotted line indicates market base, parallel parking. Now this particular thing indicates without market base. Now this particular thing indicates bus stop. Now this particular thing indicates this. This indicates angle parking. We are going to learn this kind of parkings in within few minutes, so don't get confused. This thing indicates this. This indicates metered parking, means rupees 1 per hour pedestrian crossing. Now this thing indicates parking prohibited, that you cannot parking over this area. So this kind of typical sketch plan is prepared once the parking surveys are performed. Have a look over this slide once again. Understand this thing once again. Now let us learn about various type of parking facilities. There are two major types of parking facility. One is on-street parking and another is off-street parking. Now let us learn about on-street parking. On-street parking means the parking where the vehicles are parked on the sides of street. This classification is based in various kind of angles, means 30-degree parking, 45-degree parking, 60-degree parking, 90-degree parking. And Indian Road Congress IRC has given standard dimension for this. There the dimension for car is 5 by 2.5 meters, and if a truck is there, then the dimension of truck is 3.75 by 7.5 meters. Let us learn the types of on-street parking. The first is parallel parking. It is like this, in which the vehicles are parked parallel to each other. Parallel. See, you can see that there are no backward movement involved while you are parking or unparking. So it is the most safest parking and it does not contribute in accident phenomenon. So very less amount of accidents occur where the parallel parking is provided. Now the few other things about parallel parking is that it consumes maximum space. See, this is the space. You can see that maximum space is consumed, so very less amount of vehicles are parked. So this is the minus point. Plus point is there are less accidents. Minus point is less vehicles are occupied. Now the another type of parking is 30-degree parking. Now what is this 30-degree parking? Now the 30-degree parking, what does it means? It looks like this. You can see this is the 30-degree parking. This is the angle of 30. Now in 30-degree parking, vehicles are parked at 30-degree respect to road alignment. That can be seen in this image. In this case, more vehicles can be parked as compared to parallel. We have seen in parallel parking that in parallel parking, it is like this. And in 30-degree parking, it is like this. You can see there is the more number of vehicles can be parked as it consumes only this amount of space. Now, let us learn about 45-degree parking. That is the third type of parking. In this, the angle of parking is 45 degree. See, you can see the difference over here that this is 30, this is 30. Now, it will tilt more with respect to, it has tilted more with respect to the alignment. So more number of vehicles can be parked as compared to 30-degree. And as compared to parallel and 30-degree parking, 45-degree parking allocates more number of vehicles. So more number of vehicles can be accommodated. Now let us discuss about 60-degree parking. That in 60-degree parking, this kind of things take place. More number of vehicles, so it is like this, that in parallel less. It is like this, 60 has more vehicles than 45, has more vehicles than 30, is more than parallel. So it is like this. As soon as the angle is increased, the number of vehicles accommodation also gets increased. And then let us discuss about 90-degree parking, that is called as right angle parking. It is like this. So maximum vehicles can be parked in this. But it consumes maximum width. In parallel, it consumes maximum length. This consumes maximum width. So it needs complex maneuvering, complex steering changes is required, and it can cause accidents also. So the space accommodation is like this. Maximum vehicles can be parked in 90-degree, then less than 60, then 45 has less than 60. So the minimum vehicles will be parked in parallel. Then 30-degree has more than parallel, 45-degree has more than 30, 60-degree has more than 45, and 90-degree has almost highest. So this is how the graph goes. This is the parking space allotment, or what I can say allocation graph. So this was about the on-street parking. Now let us discuss about off-street parking. So in off-street parking, majorly this off-street parking is used in the urban areas where the space is very less, like in Ahmedabad, in Mumbai, in Chennai, in Delhi, in Surat, in Vadodara. It may be operated by either public agencies, means government agencies, or private firms. Paid parkings are there, you may have observed, in malls, in hospitals, etc. So the first is about surface car parks. It is like this. The whole vacant land is allocated, vacant land is given, and car can be parked over here. You can park your car over here, here, here. It is like this. And the each stall size, this each stall size is of 2.5 by 5 meter as far as Indian condition is there. So this is the first type of off-street parking. Now the another part is multi-story parking. You may have observed this parking in various cities such as Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai. In Ahmedabad also, in Navrangpura area, there is a multi-story car parking provided by AMC. It is a paid parking. You can go over there, you can observe, you can search in Google also. So you will find. So it is like this. Their car are parked on various story, various floors. So it is like this. Now the another part about this multi-story parking is that it has certain minimum desirable standards, that whenever multi-story parking is given, the ramp means the slope through which the car will go on another floor should have minimum 1 is to 10 slope. Then the clear height between the floors should be minimum 2.1 meter. The parking stall dimension should be 2.5 by 5, and there are other dimensions also that you need to remember. Now, the another segment of parking, off-street parking is roof parking. It is like this. This is the roof of a building on which the vehicles are parked. It is extensively used in Coventry, United Kingdom. In India also, it is now getting trending, but not higher amount of roof parking can be observed. But you can observe roof parking in very hilly regions such as Shimla, Kulu, Manali, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. You can, if you visit these places, if you go for a trekking or as a part of tour, you will just observe that the roof parking is there on the roof of each building. So this is the part of roof parking. This is the explanation of roof parking. Then the another part is mechanical car park. You can observe this mechanical car parking in one of the hospitals of Ahmedabad, such as you can observe this in the Zydus Hospital, Ahmedabad. What happens in mechanical car parking is that it provides lifting of cars. It lifts the cars from one floor to another with the help of this cradles or trolleys. Once you put your car over here, it will be lifted by this cradles to this level. This is how mechanical car parking works. So this was about the on-street and off-street parking. We have learned about various terminologies. We have learned about on-street and off-street parking, various laws, various objects. I hope you have gone through the concept thoroughly. Thank you so much.